Hey, babies. Good morning. Good morning. I miss y'all so much. Thank you again for your prayers. I really appreciate it. I'm jumping on really quick because I wanted to tell you guys something that the Holy Spirit said to me this morning that really made me pause and think about how I am taking care of myself. You guys know that I had been down for a few days, and I really had taken the last 4 or 5 days to rest and try to recover and fight this thing you hear me releasing out of my body. Um, and I got up today and I was at probably 75%. And I thought, okay, I'm going to go in. And as I started getting ready, the Holy Spirit was like, um, fill up to 100. And I paused and was like, okay. And then he showed me a gas tank. And the gas tank looked like this, right? And he was like, fill up to 100. He said, if you take the time to fill up the last 25%, you will never have to worry about operating off of only 25%, right? And for many years, I operated off of just this 25%. I didn't operate off of 100 for a very long time, and it really made me sick, right? And then I got to a point where I learned how to be mindful and do self care and, sleep good and rest and all of those things. And that was great. But one of the things that I had not mastered was balancing my energy levels. I will literally run myself. I'm not saying this as a um, like a badge. I'm not wearing this like a badge of honor. I may have 20 years ago, but today is just dumb. I had trained myself to operate from 75%. I would give 100% in relationships and in my family and with my money and all these other things. And everybody was getting 100% of my effort except for me. And I was constantly um, giving myself the short end of the stick so that I could give someone else the long end. And that's kind of dumb, right? And over time, what happens is not only do you get used to it, right? It's like if you were born broke, you're really mad if you struggle as an adult because you kind of are used to it. But if you were wealthy and you experience poverty, you like, yeah, this is not the will of God for my life. I got to do something different, right? Once you've had something good, it is very difficult to go to something bad, right? But if you've experienced bad all the time, even something better isn't best. Just because something's better does not mean it's best. And just because I moved from operating on 25% to 75%, it was better, but it was not best. And so I'm telling you guys this because I want to know, actually want to know, jump in the group, you know what I'm saying? I want to know, what does it take for you to fill up the last 25%? What do you need to do? Which noun do you need to say no to? Is it your job? Is it your family? Is it your eating habits? Like, what is draining you of this 25%? Because if you do not constantly refill to 100%, I don't know if you've ever heard this before, but for electronic devices, specifically phones, a phone that is constantly dead, right? If your phone constantly stays under 50%, I'm not talking to my crapple heads here or my kids. Your phone is constantly on 50%. The actual phone itself will die quicker than a phone that stays fully charged, right? Same thing's true for a car. If your gas tank is constantly under half a tank, it actually damages your vehicle versus your car being full. Ain't that crazy? No, it's not. It's not crazy. It just actually makes perfect sense. What do you need to do in order to fill up this last 25%? And what do you need to do to maintain your level in your health, in your wealth, in your body, in your relationships? What do you need to do? So, right now, we're talking about self care. Today, I took off and I thought I was, is who I am. I started who I was. I took off. I had already started getting ready, and I was like, well, forget it. I'm not going to get ready. I put on my favorite Moo Fresh t-shirt. Come on, Moo Fresh. If y'all don't know her, you better Google her. The girl is bad. Okay, she's actually one of my favorite artists in all history. And that's saying a lot because your girl is not 20. Okay. I mean, me. She is a baby herself, but I ain't 20. So for me to have a favorite is a real thing. Um, Anyway, after I heard the Holy Spirit, and he just told me to recharge, right? To get up to 100%. And I turn around and I'm like, I'm home. My mind immediately was like, well, I need to finish this project. I need to do this. And and I literally had laid out 4 different things that I was going to accomplish on my day off. Thank God for the Holy Spirit, because your girl be tripping sometimes and I need his constant guidance. Okay? I come and I have my little tea and I sit down, and this is one of my favorite mugs. Thank you, LaShawn. I love you so much. That is I call her my sister-in-law, but she's actually my son-in-law's mother, but I still love her dearly. Thank you, baby. She gave me this mug. Anyway, um, I sat down, and as I started drinking my tea and preparing to do all these projects, the Holy Spirit was like, you cannot recharge a battery that you're draining. So you know what I did? I got my Kermit on and I sipped my tea and I sat my butt down. I talked to my girlfriend a couple times. That was it. You have no idea. It started off as a struggle at first because I kept thinking of what I could do and should do. But I did not. And I managed to make it an entire day resting. Not just down because I was sick, but choosing consciously to restore my mind, my body, and my soul. And as a result, I'm at 90%, right? I was at 75 this morning. I would say I'm at a good 90. By the time I sleep 8 hours, I should be back at 100 in the morning. And if I'm not, I will take an hour off in the morning until I get back to 100, because I want to give, right? I want to operate in excellence. I want to be there for you guys. I want to be there for my family. I want to serve the purpose that God created me for. And I'm really not giving myself fairly. Like I tell you guys this quite often. Charity begins at home, right? And your first house is you, right? Your family is not your first home. You're your first home. And if you do not care for yourself and love yourself, it is going to be very difficult for you to do that for others. Because what will happen is what you do for others that is not reciprocated or that you do not receive in some manner, you will begin to feel resentful, right? And we don't want that. We don't want that. And so I love you. I want to hear what you're going to do to fill up your 25%, or 50%, or 75%. You know who I'm talking to. Don't make me call you out. It could happen. And if I'm in your inbox, don't be mad, because y'all used to this by now. Come on. That's what we do. I love y'all. Let's go.